Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Dan Bongino, the latest member of Fox News to become the Trump administration, has been making some waves since last Thursday because he came out with a major contradiction of himself. For years, he said that no doubt Jeffrey Epstein was murdered, and the self-deletion story was a pile of steaming you know what. Well, now that he's a member of the government, he came out last Thursday, which was May 29th, and he said, yep, it was a self-deletion. And of course, you can look up the countless hours that he's put in online from his social media days and his Fox News days, where he was saying, again, this was a steaming load, this story that it was a self-deletion. But now he's saying, yep, that's actually what happened. Look at how perfect this is, you guys. I'll go back to August 10th, 2019, the day that he supposedly died. But of course, May 29th is JFK's birthday anniversary. That's the 149th day of the year, which is the 35th prime. Like JFK was number 35, killed on I-35 after beating Nixon in the election 305 days after Nixon's birthday. But 149, it's the number of skull and bones. And of course, when JFK got taken out, Papa Bush, Skull and Bones member, was in attendance. But yeah, Skull and Bones has the gematria value of 149, and they're known as Order 322. They're modeled after the Illuminati. The founder of the Illuminati died on the 322nd day of the year. Notice, Jeffrey Edward Epstein. That is the full name of Epstein, 322, right? So what a day to come out and say this. But that's not even the best part. This is the best part. Bongino took office as the deputy director of the FBI on March 17th, right? From that day to the day that he came out and said that it was a self-deletion was 73 days later. And notice, Jeffrey Epstein equals 73. The most noteworthy thing he's done since becoming deputy director is confirm this story. And it's the thing that he's getting a lot of attention for. And of course, tonight it's June 4th, he went on Fox and doubled down and said, yeah, it was a self-deletion. But yeah, also it was 177 days from Bongino's birthday that he did this. And that's interesting because, again, he did it on JFK's birthday, and JFK was killed in history 177 days after his own birthday. And notice how the Jesuit order equates to 177, as does New World Order. And of course, Papa Bush, the Skull and Bones member, he's always known for giving that New World Order speech September 11th, 1990, 11 years to the day the World Trade Centers came down when his son was president. Also, from Bongino taking office to him doubling down tonight, June 4th, it's 79 days later. He was saying it was an obvious murder for years, and murder does have that gematria 79. You can see the overlap with murder and Epstein. Again, if you're new here, those four numbers for the word murder and Epstein, those are the four base ciphers of the English language. They're elementary. It's ABC is 1, 2, 3. It's the alphabetic order. It's the reverse alphabetic order, and it's both orders with numerology applied. Keep in mind, Skull and Bones gets their symbolism from how the Knights Templar bury their dead, and the modern-day Templars are the Society of Jesus, a.k.a. the Jesuit Order, thus the Templar cross in the middle of the Jesuits' logo. The Illuminati, which is related to Skull and Bones, was founded by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt. That's how all these things come together. But yeah, just to go back in time, just to point out how Epstein equals SUICIDE, and from his July 8 court date, where he was charged with the crimes to his supposed self-deletion, was 34 days later. That screenshot does look blurry, but July 8th to August 10th, it's 34 days. And July 8th, 19 did have 34-date numerology. You can see the overlap with Epstein and murder. His name without his middle name, Jeffrey Epstein, is 163. That's the 38th prime number. And you'll recall that his body was supposedly found 163 days before his birthday. Like Jeffrey Epstein's 163. And you can see this is my post from way back in 2019, just pointing out the 73 connection. Now 73 days after Bongino takes office, he makes this statement about Epstein. tonight he came out and said that the video that's the proof that it was a self-deletion, it's very grainy. It's not a real impressive video. I remember at the time they said that the video was out in his cell, so there wasn't any video evidence initially, is what we were told. Now, nearly 6 years later, all of a sudden there's this grainy video footage, so Dan Bongino can contradict himself. It really does seem like a mockery, right? Because he does it on JFK's birthday, and for years the Zapruder film was so grainy you couldn't make out anything, and in the 90s they released an updated version. I really think that's kind of what they're doing here, paying tribute to history. It's going over everyone's head. But yeah, don't forget when Epstein offed himself. It was during Tisha B'Av, to remember the destruction of the temples, and you can see how Jeffrey Epstein also equals 71, like sex trafficking and temple. And that was back when Trump, who's Epstein's buddy, had the temple coin being sold with his head on it. You can see the connection there with Epstein, Trump, and Uish. And from Trump's birthday to the death of Epstein was 58 days. He'd won the 58th election at the time after announcing from the 58-story Trump Tower. The first degree of Freemasonry is The Apprentice. The secrets of Freemasonry are in Solomon's Temple, which is part of what Tisha B'Av is about, to remember the destruction of Solomon's Temple, Herod's Temple, and the third temple to come. And you can see where the 58 fits in. What happened is Hillary's book about why she lost the 58th election. Again, Freemasonry, Rosicrucian, Secret Society, Solomon's Temple, Herod's Temple, Third Temple, Jerusalem. They're all 58. Is that maybe where Epstein actually went to? Are we sure he's even dead? Are you sure he didn't go back to the new homeland post-World War II? Maybe he's back in Ukraine. Ancient Khazaria. But yeah, anyway, this stuff really is just all a mockery. And him talking about the grainy footage, like I said, JFK's birthday, JFK from his birthday to November 22nd, 177 days. Just, again, the parallels that most people will never catch on to. And the downside of being way ahead of the curve is we're so far ahead of the curve. Most people, they just can't swallow these pills we're dishing out over here. And it's too bad. It's too bad. We'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Again, if you are new here, they do this because of Kabbalah. Look into Kabbalah. Within Kabbalah, there's the practice of coding numbers into words. There's a good half of Kabbalah. There's the evil half. The evil half is about sorcery and spell casting and having influence over others. And that's what they try to do every day with this media, is have influence over you, to control your mind, to control your mental. Government literally means control the mental. And they do it Kabbalistically, with one lie after the next, by the numbers. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.